Welcome back everyone, and let's continue the series on Python. So in the last video we discussed how to make a multi-dimensional array, and for that we installed NumPy, the package named NumPy, through Anaconda prompt, and you can install through command prompt also, but I prefer Anaconda prompt. So in this video we learned the ways how to create an array. So the first one is, wait a minute, let me copy this code. Now I can edit this. Yes. The first type is array. The second type is way line space. You can see. The third way is log space. Fourth way is arrange, then is zeros, and then is ones. Now, anyone among you, I think, would be writing in the comment section that the spelling of arrange and zeros is fine. Arrange is wrong. And now let me tell you that it is correct. Not the spelling, but for the program, it is correct. So in the last video, we discussed how to make an array with this first type. Now let me erase this, and now let's make an array. For this we need from statement, from NumPy, we have it, import asterisk, then AR is equal to array. And I told you there's no need to write, wait a minute, yes, there's no need to write the type of the array. But if you want to write, then you can write here. When you have installed NumPy, there's no need to write the type of the array like we used to write when we didn't have NumPy. So you can write over here int. So now I'm going to tell the computer to write the type of the array like this, print AR dot type. Let's say D type. Now it's int32 and the array. But what is int32? Int, you know, is the type of the array. Let me just, yes, you know, int is the type of the array. But what is 32 over here? 32 means 32 signed integers. Int. Let's see if we can add more values in the array. Yep, int32 only. Now let me convert this 5 into a float, which is this now. And now let me run the code. Yes, I think my whole screen is visible. In the last video it was not visible. Yep, it worked. Now you can see 1.1.2.3.4.5. When I did this, as you know that it's one float, and 1 is also a float, it's a decimal also, so it's a float. 2 is also a float, 3 is also a float, 4 is also a float, and 5, this is also a float. So 64 float signed floats. Yes, and you can see this, only this have converted this into 1.2.3.4.5. These all are 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, but after 0.0, you know, it's 1.0 is 1 only, but you can see it has changed. And now I can write float. Now it is float only. But now if I write int over here like this, it has converted 5.0 into 5 only, and the whole is now int. See, it's not that this is not important, this is also important, but the computer can guess what's the type of this array which you need to write over here. So now let's work with the second type, which is linspace. It's a function also, and now I don't need this now linspace. In this we require 3 parameters. First is the first value, then is the last value, I can say 20, then is the number of parts you will divide it. So let's say 1 to 20, there are, I think I can write 20 over here. Now let's run the code. And we've got the array 1.2.3. You can see these all values are float. So linspace means that the first value and the last value, all the digits are printed, but they are divided into 20 parts. Now let's say I write 5 over here, 5. Now let's run the code. Oh, so now it's divided into 5 parts. You can see I can write 1 also. We got only 1. I think 20 is fine. So you understood linspace, actually linspace, 1, 20, 20. This is the number of parts it would be divided into. Now let's go to the third category, third type, which is, so I can try log space over here and running the code. Oh, what is this? So the log space work, I think log space is the maths of higher level in 10th class, 11th class, but log space works then it will first write the first value, 10 raised to power 1. First it will write 10 raised to power 1 to 10 raised to the power 20, and it is divided into 20 parts. Just like linspace, this third parameter is just like the third parameter linspace, but the difference is it's 10 raised to power 10, 10 raised to power 20. Now let's check the value of this. So print AR 0. Yes. Now let's check. It's 10. The value is 10. 10 raised to power 1 is 10. And now let's check the last value. This, it should be 19. Yes, 19. As you have 20 digits and the first one is 0, then it should be 19. Now let's run the code and check what it is. Oh, I need an integer format. So int, you learned it in the beginning of the video only. Oh, so for this we require, I think I can erase this and this also. So for this we need a string value here, which is oh, my mic was off. I now realized. So we write this %.2f in string value and then a percentage here also. Yes, it worked. 20 zeros, and it is an int value now. Integer format. Out of 6 parts, we have done 3. Now let's move to a range. So a range is not a range. I first thought that only. It's range. So we can say that it a range. So range also requires 3 parameters. No, a range. So if we first write 1 comma 20, then I'll say 5, just like line space, but the funda behind it is different. 1 comma, so from 1 it leaves a space. You know that a space, that 1, then 5 numbers are left than 6, then 5 numbers left 11, then 5 numbers again left 16, then 16 plus 5 21, and we can't include it in, it's above 20, so it cannot be printed. So I may write 0 and then on the code, and it works. 0 5 10 15 is a table of 5 only. So can we print number of odd numbers? Can I print odd numbers in from 1 to 100? Yes, we can. 100 and then 2. Now I'm gonna run the code. Yes, it worked. And the main thing is they are in an array. So this is how we work with a range. Now let's work with zeros. So the main function of 0 is that it by default converts all the values. It says 5, then 5 numbers to 0. You can say 0 0 0 0 0. You can see these all are in float. Now let's try converting this into int. Oh, not with this method also. So how can it work? It works like this. Yes, now it has worked. Now let us go to ones. So basically the difference between zeros and ones is zeros convert all the values default in 0 and 1 converts all the values in 1. And then let's convert all the values in integer. The arrays type in integer. Yeah, it worked. Then you can try print ar dot d type like this. And now let's run the code. And it has told us that the d type of the array is int32. I have explained to you what int32 is. So these are the ways how to create array using NumPy. These all are stored in NumPy package. So that's how things work. So I hope you're enjoying this series. Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, then please press the like button and subscribe the channel. So bye bye and see you.